What's going on, y'all? We are going to learn how to solve for the area of composite figures. So you might be asking yourself, Mr. Lee, what is a composite figure? Well, let me tell you. A composite figure is just a shape made up of different shapes. So in these cases, we have a house that's made up of a triangle. We got this triangle here. And then we have a rectangle down here. And over here we got like a little ice cream cone. So that means we got a semicircle. And we have a triangle. So what we have to do to find the area of these is we just have to find the area of each of the parts, and then we just add them up together. So pretty simple. So let's see what an example might look like. So here's our example. We have a square and a triangle. So the reason why we know this is a square and not a rectangle is because of these tick marks. These tick marks mean that these side lengths will be the same exact side. So the first thing we got to do is we got to split up the two smaller, we got to split this up into smaller shapes. So let's go ahead and draw an imaginary line here. And we know this is going to be a square because these other sides are the same. So this one's going to be the same too. So here, this is 7 inches. And over here is also 7 inches. Just from here to here. And if this whole thing is 10 inches, that means the height of this triangle is going to be 3 inches. So now that we're done labeling our figure, let's go ahead and find the area. So the area of a square is just 7 times 7. It's the side length squared. So this is 49 inches squared. And the area of a triangle, well, that's going to be equal to 1/2 base times height. So when we plug this in, we should get 7 times 3 is 21 divided by 2. So that means the area of this will be 10.5 inches squared. So the total is going to be equal to 49 plus 10.5, which is 59.5 inches squared. So it's just like that. We're going to follow the same steps, split it up into smaller shapes, and then find the area of the individual shapes, add them up all together. So let's go on to the next example. All right, so here is our next example. This one's a bit spicier, but let's go ahead and split this up into different shapes. So first we have this rectangle. And we have a little trapezoid here. And then we have a rectangle down here. So let's go ahead and find out all of the missing parts that we need. The one thing that's glaringly missing is the height of this trapezoid, is this length. We don't know the height of this trapezoid. But we do know is that this whole thing is 7. And this part here is 3. So that means from here to the bottom, it's got to be 4. And since this is 4 and over here this side is 5, that means this part must be 1. So now we have all the necessary parts and all the measurements. So now we can just find the area of every piece and we'll be done. So let's take a look. We have 2 times 3. That's an area of a rectangle. So this is going to be 6. And then we have 6 times 4. That's 24. And then here we have area of a trapezoid. That's going to be 1/2 times the bases added together times the height. So if this is 2 and this whole thing is 6, that means this has to be 4. So we got base 1 is 4, base 2 is 3. So that's 1/2 times 7, where we add the bases together. And then the height is 1. So we're left with 3.5. So this is going to be 3.5. And that's it. So we got 6, 24, and 3.5. Let me write that in red. So we're going to add them all up together, and we get the total area is going to be 33.5 inches squared. Or, you know what? Not inches squared. It's just going to be units squared. And let's move on to the next example. All right, so we got an even spicier one here. Let's go ahead and split this up into some more parts. So we have a triangle right here. All right, so here we have another example. This one is also kind of spicy, interesting looking, but we're going to do the same steps. So we're just going to split it up into parts. So we have a triangle here. And we also have a rectangle here. And there's more than one way to split up these, and I'm just choosing the way that comes to me first, but there are totally more than one way. There's totally more than one way to split these up. All right, but anyways, let's go ahead and finish it this way. So we have a triangle. We need to find the height of this triangle. So let's try to figure that out. We have 2 here, and then we know from this to here is 5. So that means this has to be 3. So this is 3. So now the height of this triangle is 3 plus 1. That's 4. And the base is 4. So that means this whole thing is going to be 4 times 4. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Let me write that in red. And now we got 2 rectangles. So this one's 4 by 5. So that's 4 times 5 is 20. And this one is 1 times 1 plus 4 plus 5, which is 10. So this is going to be 10. So the area of the total is 38. It says all in feet, so it's going to be feet squared. And let's go ahead and move on to our last example. So let's just go ahead and find the area of this. We got a quarter circle, and we have a triangle. So all we have to do is just find the area of both and add them together. So for this triangle, we have 3 times 5 is 15, divided by 2 is 7.5. And now this quarter circle, so the area of a circle is going to be pi r squared. So if we want a fourth of the circle, we're just going to multiply both sides by 1/4. So a fourth of a circle is going to be 1/4 times pi r squared. So let's go ahead and plug this in. So this is 1/4 times pi. Our radius is 3, so we're going to have 3 squared. So 3 squared is 9, so we're going to have 9 over 4 pi. All right, so this is our area, 9 over 4 pi. And that means the area of the total will be, we got 7.5 plus 9 over 4 pi. And honestly, you could just leave it like this, or you could plug it into your calculator. You'll get some number. I don't really like using calculators, so I'm just going to leave it like this. But either way would work for me in the homework. So that's going to be it for today, or for this video, actually. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one.